say you love me.
Hi guys, today's video is an emergency rant that I've got to get out of the way. I was planning to do just a simple natural makeup look today, which is what I got on. You can't see my highlight because of what I'm got going on right now. But anyways, so today's video is going to be about Jeffree Star versus Thomas Halbert and basically everybody. I've literally got some notes right here that I'm going to go through as well. It's literally Jeffree Star versus everyone. But anyways, basically Thomas Halbert made a video insinuating he was talking about Jeffree Star and Jeffree. I've got the tweets, I got my receipts, let me pull them up real quick. He said today, 2 hours ago, and it's 7:04 p.m. so it's like 5 o'clock in California. He said, do you guys just want me to sit here and take more mental abuse and lies from people, or can I defend myself now? See, that's the thing, is he's always trying to defend himself, and it always goes bad because people are always like, why don't you just stay silent about it? And it's like, how are you supposed to stay silent about somebody attacking your character and making up lies and trying to stir stuff up that's already been told? Everybody, he's already spoke about everything. You know, his hairstylist talking about him being racist and talking smack about Jackie Aina. Well, he did that because of the things Laura Lee told him, and he admitted that he let Laura Lee pull a wool over his eyes, because when you're friends with somebody, you believe your friends. You don't think your friends are going to make crap up, you know? And that's what he did. He believed Laura and didn't think Laura was going to, you know, screw him over, and she did. And so, that being said, that's what happened. So he apologized. Jackie Inez doesn't have to forgive him, and I don't think she has or ever will. That's totally fine. And now Thomas is going around and saying a bunch of things, you know, that he's talking a bunch of smack, and he's saying a bunch more things, and being a lot more racist. Hold on, guys, I'll be right back. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. He confronted him, and then he says, here are parts of my text messages with Thomas when I confront him that are important. Here's part 1. I'm the blue, of course. So he shows these text messages like this. Like this. And then, is it gonna work? Okay. And Jeffree says, why is everyone trying to come at me? Thomas says, I promise you, Jeffree, on my fucking life, I am not out to get you, and I actually care about you. I put that on my mother. Jeffree says, it must be so sad for Manny and Sam to talk about me 24/7. It's actually disturbing. I am sad. And then he says, I am sad you used what I told you for a personal gain to hurt him, and to hurt him. But what is done is already done. I don't know why you impulse things, but now I know I can't fully be myself and vent around you, which really hurts. I thought we were starting a new friendship. I don't know why they're all out to get me, but it must be exhausting seeing me continuously just be myself and succeed. Which, that's, you know, Jeffree has the last laugh because he's always going to be successful. You know, he's successful, and these people they can be looked at as jealous. They might just be doing revenge. I don't know what the motive here is, why people just continue to have to talk about him, but most of the time when you're doing good, people will just run their mouth about you. And Thomas says, I know, I messed up. My feelings were so hurt when I found out he tried to ruin my career, man. Like someone I used to worship, hating me for no reason. Like someone I used to worship and hating me for no reason. I wanted him to feel that too. So immature of me, and I totally accept responsibility. And I am so sorry I ruined a friendship / trust between us. Absolutely, you did. By the way, I did say on live stream on a Periscope that I was doing merch with Killer Merch I was going to be doing merch with Killer Merch hopefully one day, and that I had a meeting with you. That's all I said on there, though. And then Thomas said once more, the only other people that knows I was with you is my boyfriend and my mom. Jeffree says, I understand why you did it, because he is the devil. Talking about Manny. Gabriel finally figured that out. And then Thomas says, my psychic said the same, LOL. And then he said, I want to talk about Manny and expose everything. Now, let's digest that. Thomas wants to expose everything. Now, that's a friend you might want to be careful with, because you might not want to tell your personal secrets, and you might not want to vent around him, because he might just try to expose you later on. I mean, clearly, he says it right here himself. So, let's move on to the next one. The next tweet, okay? Okay. So, the next tweet says, weeks after being at my house, Thomas, I'm a effing liar, Halbert, uploads a video using my blood sugar palette, but I made him so uncomfortable, right? So uncomfortable, but you want to share my products with the million of people watching. We love hypocrites. And it was the video with him and Tati. And then his next tweet says, of course, there's always more. Of course, there's always more to the story. There's three sides. Thomas's, Jeffree's, and the truth. But Jeffree said, in case you guys didn't know, I co-own a merch company called Killer Merch, where we print, ship, and create merch for YouTubers and celebrity clients. Thomas Beauty had a meeting at my office 2 weeks after meeting me at my house to discuss merch. Thomas vented that he hated his current merch company and was in a horrible contract. I gave him real business advice and told him we could discuss him being a client. After the meeting was over, my team and I decided we didn't want to do business with him. So Jeffree seems to always give his friends advice, financial advice, advice on what to do about things, and people always take it and run with it. So Jeffree, you might want to stop doing that. I know you're just a nice, good-hearted person, but sometimes the best way to help them is by not helping them. Okay? You don't always have to give in and help somebody. That's what I'm learning too. Then he says, somebody replied to one of his things, and he said, guilty of what? You're twisting my words around for yourself. I knew I couldn't be honest about my ex-friends because he would snitch. And guess what? He did exactly that. And so somebody had responded to one of his things, and so he responded back. Okay, now this is his other tweet. Also, the same week Thomas had a meeting with me about merch, he also wanted to plan 2 filming videos, YouTube videos with him. I entertained the idea for a second until the Manny stuff and him betraying me came out. Obviously, he's not going to do it. Here are his texts explaining him being a shitty person to me. Oops. A crappy person to me. Okay, and then once again, this is Jeffree, and this is that. Thomas. Okay. Thomas says, apparently this was another one, another text above, but Jeffree said, the fact that I vented how deeply he hurt me, and then for you to go and tell him this information I told you is truly disgusting and disturbing. Thomas said, I truly did it with good intent. I know I shouldn't have done it. And I should have told you I did it. That's for sure. He should have. I honestly was so mad at him, and I wanted to make him scared as payback. Okay, so Thomas now wants to scare somebody and make... Okay, do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, not only does he want to expose Manny, but he wants to scare him as payback. Which I can understand being mad and being angry and wanting to do something like that, but that's making him look very bad. And so he says, I know you'll never trust me again, and I'm sorry for that. You have every right to be mad at me, though. That was the beginning of our friendship, and didn't know you actually cared about a friendship with me. I felt so guilty about it afterwards. I acted on impulse, and again, I'm sorry. See, a lot of times you'll see Jeffree say, why do you have to act on impulse and stuff like that? And then another person responded saying, Jeffree, apparently these people are talking smack to Jeffree, and he says, I hope you're joking. I'll say it till my face turns blue. No. He's using my past to gain attention and try to hurt me because I rejected him. It's true. Jeffree now said, "It's only been 2 months since I've talked or seen Thomas. He uploaded a video blatantly lying, saying and then parentheses, he didn't have the guts to say my name, end parentheses, said something racist in front of him, knowing it will stir and make a lot of people question me again because of my past." Which is true. For anyone who hates drama and tea, this isn't tea in entertainment. This is my actual life. And I will never allow some punk B-word to lie on my name and discredit me because he got rejected. Grow the F up. And that's so true. People don't realize this isn't just drama and stuff. This is Jeffree's life. And and if you've seen in Shane's video, he goes through so much stuff. This stuff affects him mentally, and he is still got to work, be a boyfriend. He's still got to do all this stuff and worry about these horrible people who are messaging him and saying these mean things. And I know he can ignore it, but honey, have you ever been bullied or anything like that? Because I know I have. It's very hard to just ignore it because I always wanted to know why. Why am I being picked on? Why can't I just ignore it? Why do they gotta bother me? And I'm one of those people who want to know why. If you don't like me for some reason, I want to know why, and then we can leave it alone. I just want to know what I did to you so I can apologize, you know. Anyways, Jeffree says, "Thomas, you can't make me out to be something I'm not. No matter how miserable you are, you can't bring that misery onto me." That was just absolutely true. "After I rejected you wanting to film videos, and after I declined doing business with you, I'm the villain? Not today, sweetie," which is so true, because now that he decided not to do anything with Thomas, now Jeffree's horrible and stuff like that. In a friendship, you can't get mad and just start posting things out like that. Is this over? Okay, sorry, my movie's over. Anyways, and then Jeffree, which... that's crazy just to think that every time anybody fights with Thomas that he's going to go out and do this, you know? It's crazy how I'm just living my life and thriving, and every 2 months a new B-word has to come out of the woodwork and try to slander me. Work on yourself, baby. If these hoes spent the same amount of time they do on me as they did on their careers, they might have one. Which, bam, boo-boo, that was amazing. And it's absolutely true. You know, these people just literally worry about starting stuff. Like his hairstylist, and came out of the woodwork and started talking smack after he got fired. And it's like, why didn't you say this stuff while you were working with him? You were probably agreeing with everything that Jeffree was saying if this stuff was true. And like I said, it probably was true. And this was most likely around the time that he said all this stuff around Laura. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I would think that he did say this stuff, and that's why the hairstylist is coming out. But he already apologized to everything he said, to Jackie, to anybody he's ever offended. He's already apologized. So the hairstylist coming out and saying that he said this, and that isn't cool, because he already apologized to everybody, and now it's going to look like new drama, and it's not. It's old stuff, old news. Here is the a couple to the last one. He said, "Here is hypocrisy at its finest. Listen to a glimpse of what I've been dealing with behind closed doors from Thomas. Imagine continuously trying to mention my ex-friends for personal gain. Disgusting." And in the text messages, it's about when he was saying, "My psychic said the same thing. I want to talk and expose Manny." And in this thing right here, it's a minute and 53 seconds long. It's a voice message talking. You guys can go look it up on Jeffree's page. I'm sure most of you guys have already seen it. But it's basically Thomas admitting everything and saying that he's sorry, he shouldn't have done it. And Jeffree says, "Now you all know why I don't make new friends in the beauty community." And everybody is just constantly trying to prove that Jeffree is the bad guy. You guys are trying to prove him with this proof and receipts, with all the old receipts. Okay, come on, guys. If you guys have dirt on him, then bring out the new dirt, because everybody already knows this stuff. Okay, and you guys, why go out of your way and take precious time out of your day to try to ruin someone else's day? Y'all need Jesus. Y'all need to be prayed for. And Jeffree posted a picture that says, when a toxic person can no longer control you, they will try to control how others see you. The misinformation will feel unfair, but stay above it, trusting that other people will eventually see the truth just like you did, which is exactly what Jeffree was doing, and everybody was calling him problematic. Everybody was saying that he was dramatic and he was this and that, and really he was just trying to air out the truth and say the truth about what these people were doing, and nobody wanted to believe it. But remember, always remember, what's in the dark will come to light. And so if you're doing some evil stuff in the dark, it's going to come out in the light, and everybody's going to see exactly what you did. So I just feel really bad for Jeffree, and now I'm going to read some of my notes. I just feel so bad for Jeffree because he just goes through so much crap with this, and he's still successful, which I'm amen, man. A+ for you, dude. Like, that's real. Like, that's how you know he's successful, you know, that he's above it, you know, and he's just venting. And you know what sucks is when people use you venting to them as ammo for when you mess up and hurt their feelings. They're going to use that venting session that you had with each other and use it against you, which is absolutely sad. But you got to remember, the person you use it against has got stuff on you too, boo-boo. So see, Thomas wanted to come out and say this, but now Jeffree's got the receipts. You know what I mean? And it's sad that in this community you have to be careful of. Michael Finch, for example, who I love him. He reminds me of Jeffree too. They're just so real and honest about how they feel about things, and they're so funny and hilarious. He can't seem to, every time someone wants to be his friend, he's got his guard up because he's always afraid. What do they want from me? Do they know that I say famous, but what I mean by that is, do they know that I'm a YouTuber? Do they know my following? Do they know all this? Are they trying to use it for personal gain? What is it? And that's absolutely sad that you can't have any real friends. That's why I'm glad Jeffree hangs out with his assistants and stuff. And what if now Jeffree's worried that his assistants are going to backstab him because his hairstylist did that to him? It messes it up not only for that for Jeffree to feel like that, he might isolate himself against other people, and that's not fair to the other people nor Jeffree. So, and I'm not saying that's how he feels or that's what he's going to do, but I know I was in a situation like that, and I didn't trust nobody because of this happening. And every time I woke up, I had anxiety. I felt sick to my stomach. I couldn't look at my phone because of what these people were doing to me, because I was being cyberbullied and I was being bullied at school, and just anytime I went anywhere, I was getting bullied by them. And it absolutely sucks, and you get really bad anxiety. And now we know that in the messages where Thomas was saying how, you know, I'm sorry, I've been going through things, stuff like that. He made a video before his big video called Sexism, Racism, and something else. And that's the video that Jeffree's talking about. Before he made that, he made a video saying how he's been depressed, him and his boyfriend broke up, and now he's doing so much better because he's away from this toxic person. Yet, and he even admitted that they're both toxic. So that right there just proves that Jeffree was totally right, that Thomas is being toxic. And that just proves that now people are afraid. People are going to be afraid to be Thomas's friend because they're most likely going to be afraid that this stuff's going to happen to them. So anyways, let's get on to my notes. And my first point is Jeffree seems to have a lot of drama with everyone and their mamas. Why though? Is it because they're jealous, they're being hateful and ugly towards Jeffree? Revenge? What is it? They want followers? What is it? Personal gain? You know what I mean? So what's the real reason that these people come out of the woodworks after months of hanging out with Jeffree, being cool, being friends with them, and now people want to, are they just being friends, being fake friends with them, so that way they can get all this dirt and stuff on Jeffree? And also, a lot of people use what Jeffree says to manipulate his words and his sentences and use it as tea and drama and stuff like that. And it's like, sis, this tea is too cold. This tea is ice cold and old, okay? Also, Jeffree Star always seems to respond. Sometimes he responds better than others to certain things, and my thoughts on it is how he should respond is by, I actually want to ask you guys, do you guys think he should respond, or do you guys think that he should just leave it alone and be professional about it? Let me know your thoughts and comments below on this whole situation, and you guys have a blessed day. Like I said, Jeffree, have an amazing day. Don't let the haters get to you. I'm sending prayers out to everybody in the world, especially you right now, Jeffree. We love you, and I'm hoping that everything gets better from now on. Anyways, bye guys.
You say you love me, but